Welcome back to Fab Automotive Detailing and Tour Reviews. In this video, we did something new to the garage. I want to bring you guys along and show you what we did, and then also got a big announcement. Let's do it. All right, you guys, so I added a couple toolboxes to the garage and also a couple cabinets on the walls. This stuff was actually in the shop we had for the business that we signed a 1-year contract on, and coming up on the 1-year contract, they said they're not gonna renew our lease. And I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that place. Me and my whole family did. So that was a very big disappointment. So I'm moving stuff out of there, and I don't know what we're gonna do, so I decided to put this stuff in my garage. Let me show you guys what we've done. So, added 3 new toolboxes to the garage, and then added the 2 cabinets right here. Looks very good. These are Yukon boxes from Harbor Freight. I got them when they were on sale. I think these were $250, and I think this one was $300 with all the drawers. And then what I did is I didn't put the wheels on. I actually made a base on the bottom to give it that nice permanent look. And then they are screwed down to the base, you know, so they can't fall forward or anything like that, or the drawers can't come out. But what I want to do is I want to show you kind of what's in the drawers, what's in the cabinets, just a little inside information for you guys, just to see how I set this up for detailing. But once again, I do have a big announcement that's going to come towards the end of the video, but let me show you what we got going on over here. So we'll start on this side first. We have these Craftsman cabinets. Now, if you notice, now this is kind of messy over here. These I've had for a long time. So the full-size cabinet, and then these two, I've had these since we moved in here, so 6 or 7 years. I love them. My daughter, for her husband, she bought him several of these, and he decided he didn't want these 2. So I bought these off of him and put them up here on the wall. So this one, it doesn't have much in it. It has pads. These are the Grant's pads from Harbor Freight. These are the Koshkimi pads right here. We got 5-inch pads. We got some 3-inch pads. Don't ask me why I've kept them in the box all these years. I just always have. And just some miscellaneous stuff, and then a miscellaneous. This is an extra battery charger for my Hercules polisher. You know, that type of stuff in there. Not a lot of weight in this cabinet because on this cabinet, the way it's set up, I could not hit the studs. So that's the unfortunate part about this cabinet right here. Okay, so down here, just some miscellaneous battery chargers. This is a snap-on fan that I've had forever. Very cool. It gives you your time and then your temperature in Fahrenheit and Celsius, and it actually rotates around to give you your temperatures. I hear Harley's driving by. Yep, wish I was out on mine, but we got a lot going on today. And then I made a video on these a long time ago. Listen to all the bikes flying by. I made a video on this a long time ago when they first released these. These are their Harbor Freight, the little mini toolboxes. These are really cool. I got a couple, I've got 3 or 4 of them now at this point. But the top drawer of this box is going to be all my 5- and 6-inch pads. Ashlyn will come in and show you guys. So 6-inch pads kind of mixed in with 5-inch pads, but you know, you finishing pads, compounding pads, polishing pads, you know, all that good stuff. Microfiber. I've got wool pads. I've got an extra Griot's Garage cordless polisher in this drawer also. So yeah, basically just pads, and that's about it for this top drawer here. Down here, I have some stuff, you know, like start here, 2-inch pads, and then some swabs. People ask me all the time where I got these holders from. These actually, when you buy we used to, I don't know if they do it anymore, when you buy the Boss pads from Griot's Garage, they would come in these holders. And that's why these are Boss pads from Griot's Garage. That's what those holders are. In here, I've got my polishers, some of them, 2 rotaries up here, and then I've got my 3-inch, and then I've got a direct drive back there from Harbor Freight that I still need to test out. Have not done that yet, but you will see a video on that here in the near future. Over here, got my magic erasers, got my tape. These are my good towels. These are paint towels, interior towels, and these are also paint towels up here at the top. You know, pretty easy little setup here. Now this isn't really done as far as what I want to do, but let's start up top. Diamond Protek banner, pretty cool. I am a certified Diamond Protek installer, as you guys see right here. I know a lot of people are going to see this, well, he's a Diamond Protek fanboy. I kind of have become one. I really love their stuff, testing their stuff out. So I decided, you know what? I would like to try the Pro products. You know, I have Pro 120, Pro 60, Pro 36. I've tried the Pro 60. I have a video on it. Fantastic coating, and my daughter loves it on her car. I haven't done the 120, which is the 10-year, obviously, and then I haven't done the Pro 36 or the Hydro 2. This right here was made by a lady here in town where I live, which was pretty cool. I had her make it for me. I really like that. And then over here, this is just display. These are bottles I've already used from Diamond Protek. If customers come in here to get their car detailed or whatever, they can kind of see the display stuff of what I put on their car, which is cool. I've absolutely fallen in love with their stuff. So am I a fanboy? I am. I absolutely love their stuff. So the top drawer, this box, like I said, isn't really done. This isn't anything major. I had this. These are actually really nice from Harbor Freight, these Quins. I bought these a while back just so I had some sockets and ratchets at the new shop, which I don't have anymore. And then I have just a torque wrench, a Quin torque wrench, very nice. An extra Diamond Protek glass kit because this is a fantastic glass coating. It's been a year and a half on my truck and it's still going strong. And this is just a scanner in case I get an airbag light or something. In here, like I said, miscellaneous, some more tape. These are my paint thickness gauges that I have. I got 3 of them, and then an extra vacuum plate. This is for my DIY detail rotary and some brushes for it. Just, you know, brushes, miscellaneous stuff on that one. My vortexes. This actually, I'll show you guys, I made this a long time ago. So this is for when I'm doing a detail. This is kind of a checklist for me for the exterior. And then on the interior, and the way that I did it, you know, if you're doing a compound or polish or whatever, wax or coating, you know, all that good stuff, high spots, of course, if you're not doing that. But I made these a long time ago. Worked awesome when I'm detailing a car, so I kind of stay on task. And I don't forget what I was doing. Vacuum bags for the Metrovac vacuum. These are funnels to help fill bottles. That's what these are. And then all my clay, compound, rinseless wash mitts, or compound, listen to me, clay mitts, rinseless wash mitt. And down here I have 3 scanners, my Think Car, my Launch, my King Bolin, and then I have that Robust True 1/2 inch impact. That thing is awesome, by the way. I have a video on that. That thing is killer. And that's all I have in this. Now this is kind of a work in progress. But I have a toolbox over there, which has all my tools in it. So this right here is my 3-inch, 4-inch, and a couple 6-inch pads. And then you have some applicators, you know, just some wax applicators, trim shine applicators. I love these from Adams Polishes, these handheld applicators. You know, that type of stuff is in this drawer here. Like I said, 3-inch pads, 4-inch pads, and then my leftover 6 inches that I have there. Just some miscellaneous here, some wool pads, and I got a bunch of microfiber pads in here. These are really good pads. And these, I'm not sure where I got this from. I don't remember on that one. And then down here, one side is going to be my drying towels that I had at the shop. These are all the wash mitts, miscellaneous brushes. On the door here, miscellaneous brushes also. I love these little crevice tools, these trim brushes, get in the tight areas. Just be careful. People use it on leather, and I would not do that, and it scratches the crap out of it. This is all rinseless wash up here. These are just some Scrub Ninjas, some miscellaneous stuff in here for interiors. And then this is my Adams, well, it's empty. It's actually in my cart, which isn't here, for my little nano polisher. And then there's just some miscellaneous brushes over here. And I will show you the signage because Fred from Glovebox, Fred, I don't ever say his name, Shamovich, when we were in Chicago, Illinois, he said, hey man, can you stop by his house? I'd never met him, so I stopped by his house, and he gave me that because he knows I love Pepsi, because look, you even have a Cherry Pepsi coaster here. Love my Cherry Pepsis. Another one of these US Generals here, and then my paint lights. This is my oldest light. I've had this light for over 10 years, still works fantastic. And these are the next LEDs. This is their newest one to find high spots. You can take this lens off to use it as a normal paint light, which is pretty cool. And the other thing is you can take this off and you can actually just put it right there on the side if you don't want to use it on the light, which is very, very cool. And then last but not least, I've had this TV up here forever. It's where I watch TV in here. This is miscellaneous for my garage. I have nuts, bolts, washers, hose clamps, grease fittings, heat shrinks, emery cloth. I mean, I have all kinds of stuff in here. Fog lights and tons of zip ties, you know, that type of stuff. And then we had to move my refrigerator which is over here, and I'll show you guys what's inside the good old fridge. I do not drink alcohol, so you don't expect to see alcohol in here. I have tons of cherry Pepsi, water, and Gatorade. That's it. Nothing in the freezer. Don't keep anything. In fact, it needs to be de-iced or de-thawed or whatever you call that. But I do want to show you. I have shown this before. So at my home, this is my tools for my house. This box here, I've had this box for a long time. You guys have seen this in background videos. It's a mess right now. I wasn't planning on showing this in the video, but it's a mess. But I have, you know, just some miscellaneous Ryobi stuff up here. And then in there, here's like wrenches when I'm working on, if I have a project at home I'm working on. Pliers, which is, this drawer is an absolute mess. Let's see, these are some sockets, torque wrenches, you know, that type of stuff in that drawer. Oh, let's show them this. This is a long time ago. A long time ago. There's Bub when he was little. I think these were all on my toolbox when I quit wrenching. 2018. He's grown up so much. There's me showing him how to shoot a BB gun for the very first time. And there's Faith, senior volleyball picture, senior picture. There's Ashlyn, helped me dry the car. How old was she probably here? 2? She's maybe 2, helped me dry a car. There she is again. She was watching me mow. And then there's Ashlyn again. Just through the years, as they got older, you know, and there's my daughter's graduation. There's Ashlyn when Ashlyn was a baby. I just didn't want to throw this stuff away. That's the oldest daughter, Faith, right there. So I just kind of kept them in here. And then I have other things like this is kind of a miscellaneous, but pry bars and hose tools, you know, that type of stuff. And this has impacts, gloves and stuff, you know, circular saw. Show you a couple more drawers. This one's going to be all of my ratchets and extensions that I have here at the house. The last time I checked, I had close to 50 ratchets because I have so many different sizes and styles. And yeah, this isn't even going to touch the surface of what I have at the shop. And then screwdrivers, hose picks. I love these little Icon screwdrivers. These are fantastic. I use them all the time. You know, that type of stuff is what I have in this toolbox, so I have some tools at home. One other thing that I forgot to show you guys, I kind of completely watched my videos back. So the Hoof on YouTube, my brother-in-law, it's called Hoof Hearted is his channel name. He made this out of epoxy, and it looks like the American flag is waving. Come here and take a look at this. So it's a cloth flag, but it looks like it's waving the way that he did it with the epoxy. And then he put my ball markers for golf, my fab ones, in the corners. And the cool thing about those, I'm going to show them really quick. Those are on 9mm cases. See that? Those are 9mm cases. I actually planned on using this for my keys at the shop, but it just didn't work out that way since we had to move out of the shop. But I figured we'd put it right here because it just looks really, really cool. All right, so I probably ought to explain to you guys why they're not renewing our lease. When we moved in there, they said within the next 5 years, which if he'd told me within the next year, I'd have said, nah, no thank you, I'm not going to do it, because we put a lot of money and a lot of work into that shop. He told us within the next 5 years, they were, because we rented from a church, a garage from a church, that they were planning on tearing that garage down. They're going to build homes for guys that get out of prison, like halfway houses, so they can get jobs and help them get back into society. Well, he just said that it happened faster than expected, and they're not renewing our lease, and they're going to tear that garage down. So a big bummer there, but so we have to get everything out of there. So when I had these toolboxes here, I said, you know what, let's put them at the back of the garage. I think it'll look nice, and it looks really, really good in here. Very happy with the way that this turned out. Okay, so the big news that I had, and it's big news for me and April and the family, is we are taking over June 1st the old shop that I used to run, that I used to work at as a mechanic. I've been working there since March, 2 days a week to help them out because they haven't had a mechanic, a full-time mechanic. Their full-time mechanic that was there when I left, he retired. So I'm helping them out. They're retiring at the end of May, and we start June 1st. So April has quit her job at John Deere. She's going to run the office like a service writer, you know, take the money, write the invoices, you know, order inventory, you know, all that stuff. And then I'm going to be the mechanic, and I hope that I can find another mechanic. So we're starting June 1st, which is actually when you guys watch this video, 2 days from then, by ourselves. So I'll be the mechanic, she's going to be in the office, and we're going to do the best we can. But that's big news for us because the business, the detailing supply business it had its highs, but it's kind of done this over the last, 2 years? About 2 years, especially the online store. The online store is garbage anymore. The orders I get, I appreciate, but I don't get the orders that I used to. Also, I am not putting a lot of effort into the emails and stuff anymore because I was doing all that stuff, putting the videos or putting the emails out and working and working and working, you know, and I'd get hardly any views on the website. So I kind of gave up on that, the website. But the detailing supply side, going around to dealerships and stuff, we have gotten more and more guys like me out selling now. And I've lost, of course, I've gained some customers, but I've lost customers. But with the economy being the way that it is right now, mainly because of the war in Iran and gas being so high, that people aren't buying cars. They're afraid to spend money right now. They're not buying cars. They're keeping their cars. So if a dealership doesn't get a trade-in, they have nothing to detail. So the details shops at the dealerships, they're not busy, so they're not buying as much as they used to. I mean, my sales have absolutely plummeted. So when this opportunity arose that, hey, would you be interested in taking over? It's hard to say no to a company that's been in business for over 40 years that runs 3 to 4 weeks out on appointments. It's like, okay. And all the customers know me. Majority of the customers know me. A lot of them are very happy that I came back. They've come out and talked to me in the shop, asked me, hey, why don't you take over? I'm like, well, that may be possible, you know. So when I was approached about it, I said, you know what, this is something we should do. I talked to Mrs. Fab about it, talked to a lot of people like my parents and brother-in-law and all kinds of stuff to kind of get an idea. And I think this was the best route for us to go if I can find another mechanic, because I'm getting older. I'll be 45 this year, I think. So I really don't want to be wrenching, doing all the work all the time. So we're going to see what comes of the new shop. But the cool thing is I will be able to make more videos at the shop, especially tutorial type videos, or if there's something on a car that's like, hey, I should make a video about this because somebody else maybe in this situation can't figure out why their car's doing this. I might be able to make videos like that, tour review videos, you know, stuff like that. So look forward to that stuff here in the future. I do plan on still making detailing videos. I've kind of lost the love of YouTube, I guess is the best way to say it. What am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for here? I've lost the passion for YouTube. It's just, you put so much time, you put so much effort in your video and you get a couple hundred views, and it's just, to me anymore, it just really hasn't been worth it. So I've been putting tour review videos out that have been getting good views. That's why you guys have seen a lot of those views here lately. But I wanted to show you guys the new addition to the garage and then tell you the new news. And why you may not see videos from me maybe for a little while, or the type of videos I'm going to be putting out. I just want to bring all that to you guys so you guys know kind of what's going on in the fab world. So thank you guys so much for always being so supportive on the channel, watching the videos, leaving the comments. People email me, people message me on Instagram and stuff like that. People have actually said, hey, where you been? You know, and I explained what's going on. Thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate all you guys. If you haven't done so already and this type of channel interests you, go down below, hit that subscribe button, join the Fab family. We'd love to have you. We'll see you in the next video.